Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to the Elite Dangerous 2.2.03 beta server. And today we're going to be taking a look at a modified Federal Dropship. Now this is the first of the Federal ships that you'll gain access to whilst you're working your way down the Federal ranks. So let's go and have a look at just what we can do with this little beast. First of all, let's go and have a look at how we have this thing set up. First of all, we'll have a look at the utility mounts. We've got two heatsink launchers, a kill warrant scanner, and a shield booster. As you can see, I've already gone and modified a few parts of this just to speed up this. Next, we'll have a look at the core internals, and basically in here, everything is A-rated, apart from the life support. In the optional internals, we've gone and got a 6A shield cell bank, a 5A prismatic shield generator, and basically everything else is cargo, just so we can go and modify up the ship using fish. Now the reason I've gone for a smaller shield generator is because these are actually prismatics. So a 5A prismatic shield generator is going to be roughly about as strong as a 6A standard. And also because we've basically gone and upgraded this to have more megajoulage, it helps having a larger shield cell bank to actually go and refill more of the shields. So we're going to go and see how well that works. Hopefully it's going to work as well as I think it's going to. So like I said, we've modified this up for heavy duty shields, or reinforced shields. And the shield cell bank, we've just modified that up for a faster spin up time. Now that's pretty much everything here, but let's have a quick look back in the core internals. Currently we've gone and modified these lightweight alloys just to have basically better protection. We're not gaining any extra mass, but we're gaining a little bit extra protection, which is really going to help if we get hit if the shields go down. Got the best power plant. I haven't got modified this yet because I want to go and find out just how much extra power we're going to go and need, so I can decide exactly what modification to go for. Because I don't want to go for the best, the grade 5 if we don't need to, because the grade 5 increases our heat generation even more. So that's not going to be perfect. We haven't modified the thrusters yet, so I'm not quite sure which one I really want to go for, clean or dirties. Everything else has been modified. Frame shift drive for longer jump range, because as you can see, we've got a 21 light year jump range when we're completely empty. The life support, we've gone lightweight. Distributor, we're grade 5 charge enhanced, and that's about it. Now, the one thing we haven't looked at yet is the hard points, so let's go and have a look at those. We've actually got a large beam laser, which I am planning to modify up, and we've got a bunch of Packhound Missiles. Because I just want to go and give these a go, and one of these Federal ships is actually a nice little platform for these because of the amount of medium hard points we have. Now I have modified up 3 of them, we're going to have a look at those in a little minute. So first of all, what are we going to do with the engines? I'm not really sure at the moment, because we have missiles, and from experience these Packhounds do generate a lot of heat. So I'm a little bit iffy about going for dirty drive tuning. So I'm actually very tempted to go for clean drive tuning to start with, and just see how well it works, just see how well our heat goes. If it ends up that our heat is not as bad as it could be, potentially if I decide to do this on a live server, I could always go for a dirty drive tuning. But for now, we're going to go for the clean, just for a little bit extra thrust. But like I said, I'm a bit iffy about just how it's going to work. So we'll go for this in the moment and see how our heat manages to... well, basically just how we get to manage our heat after. So let's see. The optimal multiplier, that's not too bad. 15% extra. What I'm going to have to do is just re-roll this a few times for a decent thermal load and the best optimal multiplier if I can. But right now, the thermal load is the more interesting one that we need to go for. So that's not great, so I'm going to go and try again a few times and just see if I can get this maxed out. And the very next roll, this is what we get. So sure, let's go and apply that one. Now that's already modified, the shield cell banks are already modified. We need to modify one more of the missiles, and as you can see, we've actually modified the rest of them for sturdy mounts. Now there's a reason for this. And again, it's the reduction to the thermal load, but not only that, it's the increase to armor piercing. Now, the micro missiles from the Packhounds are not the best at penetrating anything. So I'm not sure if this is actually going to even make much of a difference, but I just want to give it a go and see what happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and preview, see what we get on here, because basically what we really want is the armor piercing and the thermal load. But preferably the thermal load being as maxed out as we can get. Well, the thermal load reduction being as maxed out. Because the rest of it we're not too fussed about. The integrity is really just a side thing here. And naturally the thermal load just goes right the way down. So that's not what we want. And do we get an experimental effect? Somehow I don't think we're going to. We don't seem to have that kind of luck. Alright, so I'm going to go and roll a couple more times just to see if I can get the best thermal load. And again, this is the next roll we get after this. So we've got a thermal load reduction of 37%, so that's actually over what it should be. So that's going to be really nice. And the armor piercing is very high as well. So that looks like it's maxed out as well. So we're going to go and keep this one, but we are going to go and adjust. And we have a bunch of things we could go for. We could go for emissive munitions, which makes it easier to actually track and target the ships that we're firing on. We could go for drag munitions, which basically means that the ship acts like it's got no power to engines. Now, I'm not sure how that will actually go and affect NPC ships. I've not tried it yet. Thermal cascade basically means that when we hit the target, that they start taking a lot more heat damage. But this is the one that I'm kind of interested in right now, which is overload munitions. Basically, it converts a proportion of the explosive damage into thermal. So it's going to make these missiles much better against shields. So we're going to go and give it a go, just to see what happens. Because that's one of the great things about the beta server, is we can just go and experiment and do whatever the hell we want. Now, one of the last things we need to do is go and modify the beam laser. But I need to go and just preview here to get the rolls and everything back up to grade 5. There we go. So we can go back into the beam laser. And what I'm thinking is basically we could go for overcharged. It's going to increase the distributor draw, but that's not a massive issue. It's going to increase our damage per second, which is going to be nice as well. But considering that missiles don't really have much of a distributor draw, so we're just going to go and give this a go. So let's go and see how this goes. So we've not tried this yet either. Oh, just look at that. Well, the distributor draw's not too bad. Thermal load, power draw. Alright. Because that's not too bad either. Nor is the thermal load. Are we actually going to get one? No! Typical. Alright, well, let's try again. So we want to get the damage per second up as high as we can. So this is actually going and bucking the established trends of this video. Every other time we've gone and re-rolled, we got what we wanted on this, basically the roll straight after the first one. This has taken about 10 or so rolls to get done. But what's great is we've got a massive increase to damage. It's gone up to 58% increase, so that's very nice. Distributor draws going up, so that's kind of really insane. And the power draws going up. So we're going to go for that, but what else can we go for? We could go for thermal vent to try and cool ourselves down. Thermal conduit, hotter we are. Thermal shock, heat damage. To be perfectly honest, I think thermal vent, just because I'm really not sure how our heat is going to work. So I'm going to give it a go, see what happens, and see how our heat goes. Because at the moment I'm hoping for the best, but planning for the worst. Now, all we need to do is work out how much power we need to get to. So on the modules, you can see that we are at 118% power. So basically, we need to go and increase our power output by about 20%. So let's go and have a look at the power plant. So overcharged. If we roll high enough on a grade 3, this should be sufficient. Because if you look, every time we go up, the heat efficiency goes and gets worse. So let's go and try this, just see if it actually works. Because we want to get this to at least 20%. Well, around 20%. Well, that's 18%. That might actually just be enough. Heat efficiency is going up. That's nice. What else? Power capacity down 70%. So that's not good. So we're going to have to re-roll this. So let's try again and see if we can get what we need. Alright, fair enough. The very next roll, we get a mass reduction. The power capacity goes even above what it really should have been. So, because I think it was supposed to go to 22% at most, and this is on to 28%. So, we're going to apply. Now, let's go and have a look over. Yeah, there we go. We're at 93% now. So that's not bad. Now, let's just go and have a look through all these things. Beam laser that needs to get moved to priority 2. Basically, everything that is non-essential needs to go and get moved over. So basically, everything that's not needed for running the hell away when things go horribly wrong needs to be put on priority 2 here. So that looks about right. Now, the heatsink launcher will stay on priority 1, so we can go into silent running if need be. And as you can see, we've also got a yellow weapon colour. So we're going to go and give that a go. But it looks like we're fully modded up now, so all that's really left is to go and see just how well this ship does in some actual combat. So let's go out and give it a go. So I'll see you out there, commanders. Yep, I'm already starting to get a little bit iffy about this, considering that we've already gone up to 65% just jumping over to the next system. So we'll go and see how this actually works in combat. And again, guys, as you can see, we're only going to jump into the high-intensity resource extraction site rather than the hazardous, just because we're going in for a test and nothing more. Straight away, it looks like we may potentially have a target. Ship with weapons drawn flying into the ring. Oh no, and it's clean. That's not usual. So, what else have we got around here? We have a Python, although I suspect this may be a miner. And it's not. It isn't a wing, however. What's it in a wing with? It's in a wing with a Viper. Oh, I'm really looking forward to testing this out now. So, assume the position... Oh, wow! It looks like they have actually changed the way the...
Under attack. Warning. Thermal attack. Gaining heat. Warning. Temperature critical.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, come to think of it. Yes, we are doing some good damage against shields now. So this is interesting. So let's get around. I completely forgot about the yellow. So it is nice to see that it's actually been changed so that it actually looks more yellow. Now the question is though, I don't think I noticed. Right, so you can see that we're doing some damage, but it's not amazing. So let's get our ability to turn around. Because we are on a dropship. The dropship's not the most manoeuvrable. So let's target and then fire off a full salvo. There we go, that's him gone. And here we go, we've got this guy. And he's being fired on. He's chaffed, but that doesn't matter. Because we can just go, hello! Whoa, that was nice. Oh, hello. Right. I did actually go and hit this guy by accident. So hopefully this guy is wanted as well. Yes, he is. Oh, hello! I really did not see that coming. I should really turn my lights on.
Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption. Warning. Taking heat damage. Target shields offline. Under attack.
Ooh, I'm really liking these missiles.
Warning. Taking heat damage.
And there we go. As we can see, we've got a lot of heat issues, but we can deal with the heat fairly quickly. So that is kind of interesting. Ooh, Imperial Clipper. Let's go and blow this one out of the sky if we can. But like I said, it's nice to see that we've got a proper yellow beam now. It's no longer red, like basically orangey red like it used to be.
Under attack. Target shields offline. Warning. Temperature critical.
Oh, that is nice. And who else have we got firing at us? Alright, okay.
Heat sink deployed.
So let's get around, get on this guy now.
Target shields offline.
So yeah, this ship itself, like I said, it's not the most manoeuvrable. And this is not exactly the most...
Target destroyed.
what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the best of builds for the ship, but it is one of the more fun ones. Ooh, we have a Fer-de-Lance. Now I really want to go and test this thing out against a Fer-de-Lance. Because what's interesting is we don't even need to be able to recharge our weapons, technically, I don't think. Let's find out. So let's fire off all our micro missiles. They're in range. So let's go and see what happens. Oh, just look at that. So we don't even need power into the capacitors if we're just firing missiles like this.
Target shields offline.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, we've lost target on him. So let's reacquire our target. And he should be gone after this. Wait a sec, are we already out of ammo? Yeah, looks like we're out of ammo. Like I said, it's not the most practical, but it is hilarious. Let's actually have a quick look. I'm curious about something now. So, synthesis, we can go and actually go and resupply.
Scan detected. Weapons rearmed.
Alright, okay, so we can go...
Rearmed.
Right, okay, so we've rearmed 2 of our weapons at least now. We could have rearmed all of them, but it would have only been with a half load. So let's just see if we can find one more ship to go and blow out the sky. Because this guy wanted... No. Right, looks like they're firing on this guy. Is this guy wanted? I suspect so, yes. So let's just go and see what happens. He seems to have... Oh, he's actually regenerating his shields. So, where is he again? Oh, he's actually below us. So, let's spin ourselves around. Why can't I target him? Oh, he's gone cold, hasn't he? So he put out a heat sink, so that's why we couldn't see him. Oh, I do just love watching these things hit. I do love missiles. They just feel so much more epic. Especially these little ones, just because they're just so fun watching them fly towards their target. But the issue is we do go through ammunition so damn quickly. So I suspect... Ooh, hello! Ooh, there we go. Oh... I did not see the asteroid until it was too late. Okay guys, so this has actually been a look at a modified Federal Dropship. It's been a bit of a shorter video than usual, but it's really more fun than anything else because personally, I love this ship. If you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll know that I actually used to fly around in one of these a lot of the time. I had one of these before I went and upgraded to my Python. And I love this ship. It is absolutely glorious. It's not exactly the easiest ship to get used to, especially with its, on paper, shocking maneuverability. But if you master the art of boost turning, this thing can be an absolute beast. I was quite happily throwing this thing around at full speed in asteroid fields. Very similar to what we're doing now, but this was actually before engineers came in. So I really do love this ship. So let me know down in the comments what you think of the Federal Dropship yourself, and of the, well, basically of the Packhound Missiles themselves. Now, I do like them. They're a very fun weapon, but they're not exactly the most practical, especially with their very limited amount of ammunition, because they do run out of ammo extremely quickly. But when they're modified up for heat damage as well, they do kind of pack a very good wallop. But anyway guys, this is going to be enough for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Like the video if you've liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you, that's what the comments are for. And as always guys, you can go and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, or you can go and check out any of the videos that are popping up on screen now. But I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming, you guys have been epic, I will see you soon. And until next time my fellow commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.